All right. Ruta, thank you so much for doing this peace talk and just doing a session in the work with me. So, willing to share with others because people really appreciate it. So we just dive in and go. You let me know what's happening. Yeah.
I'm in the middle of turmoil, actually. My daughter is in the hospital. Had very complicated 2 operations in August.
Wow.
And now she's also in the hospital. My husband is with her. And she is having not cancer, but precancerous, like lymphatic, some virus. And she's being treated, and it's a difficult, complicated situation what we are going through as family.
Yes. Yeah.
And
how old is she?
She's 17. In 2 months she's gonna be 18.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I found you to do the work with.
Yeah. Nothing like somebody so close like that, and a child that's going through something so awesome. And have you done the work ever before?
I tried, but I am reading Byron Katie's book now.
Awesome.
But I tried to do the work, but it ended with few sentences only. So that was kind of not proper way of doing it. But this time I sat down and I wrote down. I did it properly. I hope.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. So you did the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, just read it the way you wrote it, and let's just start with that,
Okay. I read that Byron Katie says that there is no right or wrong way to do it. So I just did.
Yeah, just coming out of you. Oh, yes. Perfect.
So I wrote, I'm so confused and angry, disappointed with myself that I didn't manage to create safe and loving environment for my daughter. This her make bad choices in life, like getting together with wrong people, using alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, and sex, and which made her sick. And now she is struggling for life, physically and mentally, in the hospital. She blames me and my husband for fighting. She hates me and would not listen to anything I say. I have to keep a lot of things inside, as she would do opposite. She is underweight from not eating enough, and she gets very angry at me if I mention food or drink or moving her body. I want my daughter to stop rebelling and blaming us and herself, take responsibility for the choices she made, take her power back, and create a new path for herself. I want her to understand how important it is to change the energy for the healing to happen. I want her to want to make a change, to start meditating, eat well, take care of her physical and mental health. I want her to know that she is not alone and that she is precious and that miracles happen. My daughter should not give up on life, people, herself. She should believe that things happen for a reason. She can use her experience and all she is for the good. I need my daughter to understand that she, my husband, and I are a team. Listen to us more, or at least not to push us away. I need my daughter to heal completely and to find the meaning in what has happened and use that in good ways. My daughter is angry, hateful, rude, stubborn, rebellious, doesn't want to change. She is also very gifted in many ways, very wise, very beautiful, kind, insight, and sensitive. She is the gift to this world.
Mm.
Don't ever want my daughter to be sick again.
Mm. Oh, so
Sorry.
beautiful. Oh, it's just beautiful to hear your words and your genuine love for this person and the trouble. So beautiful job. All right. So here's this sick one who we care about so much. And we'll just start right at the top, which I think you said, like the thoughts are the environment created the sickness, caused the sickness, all these aspects of it, drugs, alcohol, smoking, all this. Okay. So you see all that. You probably have a whole series of images about her life, getting involved in all that, right? These are the things that are disease making. So is it true that those caused this disease, that activity, those behaviors?
Well, I understand that there are more. I was questioning maybe that would have happened even if she was growing in a safe environment, because sometimes things happen to good people.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I believe also we take from past lives, karma, and things like that, so it could be that it happened for the reason, but also I know that we created that in for her, which was not safe for her.
Okay. So just noticing that, just simply those activities and behaviors, can't absolutely know it's true. That's what caused it, right? These ways of living in the world, smoke, drink, sex, but we can't know it's absolutely true that caused illness. So what happens when you think it? And it sounds like one of the things that happens when you think this is your contribution, what you were doing yourself. So I often like to notice that it's in the reaction to something sort of troubling, we kind of start attacking ourselves. I did it, I'm part of it, I made this happen. So you just notice those thoughts come alive. I did this, I contributed, when those things cause the disease. But what else happens? How does it feel inside? What do you think? There she is. You're seeing her ill in the hospital. Yeah. You kind of pulled that image. Yeah. And those things, those activities cause this illness. What happens when you think that thought?
I physically feel nauseous. I sometimes I don't even want to live.
Oh.
I feel that there is no way for me to correct what I did.
Oh. What do you see that you did that was wrong?
I love her so much, and I wanted to protect her from. I was so paranoid always about her sickness. I remember when she first time got sick, she had fever, 38 degrees. I was crying because I just wanted her to be healthy, and we were this healthy family, not even taking any medications ever. Always healthy. She has never been sick. I was breastfeeding her until she was 3 years old for her to get the best health. So for me, this is very tough.
So do you see yourself, you sort of notice the images of you seeing the care you've given her, but then also this one that seemed to come in about something you did wrong, you know?
That I was fighting with my husband, and sometimes it used to be very bad, and hard to forgive myself for that. And I said sorry to my daughter, and I said if I could turn the time back, I would change. But I said, and even if I turned time back, I said I couldn't have been different then than I was. I said I could not, because now I see things different, but then I didn't see.
Of
So
course. Yeah. So that's so good to see. It's like some, the wisdom comes in. I can't turn back time. And even if I was there, how would I know? I'd know what I know. Yeah. And you just watch all those, a flood of images about her whole life, breastfeeding when she's a baby and other things, and then the fighting. And it's the way the mind kind of looks, like scanning everything for what made this problem,
Yeah.
and my participation in it. And there she is doing those activities, and they created disease, but we don't absolutely know it's true.
Yeah.
Just watching it wanting to do that, and it feels nauseating.
Yeah.
And you see how you treat yourself. I don't even want to live. I don't even want to live, So.
I don't even to do anything good for myself. Sometimes when she's in the hospital, I feel I can't eat. She's not eating, so I can't eat.
Oh.
I can't let myself have any pleasure because she is suffering,
Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
I have children. I know that reference. So who would you be without that thought? Just this one of those activities and the way you were, which you already know you couldn't be different. You saw that. But who would you be without that story? Those activities are what makes her have this disease. If you just couldn't even have that thought at all, who would you be right now?
I would be just accepting it as it is, and I would be focusing on helping her to heal as much as possible. Aiming myself for that. That would give me, I could refocus from myself on her to help her.
Wow. Yeah. Isn't it interesting to notice? It's like when you're looking for what to blame, the activities, whatever, all that, so incredibly stressful. You don't even want to be alive, without the thought, just that whole story. Without that story, person who's wants to help, you just love her so much, present. I just find it always amazing. It's like a thought, and if you looked into a basket of thoughts, you would see nothing. So, but it just is so powerful. But it's okay without it. Without it, I just move. I just do what I do. I love her so much.
Yeah.
So let's find turnarounds. Okay. So just looking at that blame, those activities are what caused this. They didn't cause it. For all we know, it didn't cause it. Could that be just as true? I think you were finding that already, but could that be just as true?
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
How is it, is there anything interesting that's happening with this illness that you can actually find that's like, strange to say, but a benefit?
Yeah, I know that it's putting me on a journey to find myself.
Wow.
I have grown more than ever in my life.
Wow.
I have discovered all these Byron Katie, and I because of her. But then I'm thinking that I don't want this to be because of me. Like, I would like to grow myself without her being like sacrificed for that.
Yes, yes.
Oh.
So, it's good to notice here comes this like, she has to suffer for me to have this growth. I don't like that part. But it's just simply noticing the turnaround example, there's something amazing happening in this. So, I mean, just to see if there's anything happening for her, anything else happening for her around this journey that could be okay or interesting.
I don't see that. She feels so tired of these all operations, that she experiences so much anxiety and panic, and she's saying, I can't take this anymore. And she's tired. And I that eventually, I hope that she will learn from this something.
Yeah.
Or somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, like, well, it benefits. She stopped. She actually, interesting enough, she actually worded this herself, that she has changed.
Wow.
She stopped smoking, stopped drinking, she stopped using drugs, she disassociated from that company who she was with. So this is huge.
That's huge.
This is huge.
So you found something, like, it's just to notice. I found something. If it doesn't mean you would ever want her to suffer in this way, it doesn't mean, but it's just noticing.
Yeah.
It's not all black and white, it's not, there's nothing good about this. Oh, wait a minute. There's something that is sort of, it just, like you mentioned. Okay. So that activity causes disease. I like to think another turnaround is like all that kind of activity, looking at things as all wrong in my mind, causes my own dis-ease, my own unease. So yeah. Can even find it like you see her doing all those things, and you have pictures in your mind, even though you might not have been there. Like you just know she's out drinking or out something or smoking or whatever. And all those pictures that you had in your head at the time, she weren't always there and present. All that unrest caused unease within you. It's just my thinking. My thinking causes unease.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's keep going. So look at what you wrote there. And you were saying things about what you wanted at the top. Here's what I want. Just see what comes out and feels extra true and difficult.
I want my daughter to stop rebelling and blame and herself.
All right. You want her to stop rebelling and blaming herself. Yeah?
Blaming us because she blames us.
Just stop rebelling and blaming you. Is that true?
That she is rebelling and blaming.
That you want her to stop?
What do I want her to stop? Not really. Not really.
How'd you find your no there?
Actually, I love her rebellious spirit.
Kind of great to notice.
She is unique.
Yeah.
She is rebellious. She is very honest and truthful with everybody around. She does not pretend.
Wow. Sounds like a beautiful role model for honesty. spicy honesty, sharp, right? Sometimes. Well, what happens when you think it? I want her to stop rebelling. I want her to stop that.
It's hopeless. She won't.
Yeah.
She won't stop. She even tattooed on her hip rebel. So she was a rebel from when she was born.
Wow.
Uh,
So who would you be without the thought? You want her to stop rebelling.
I would be proud of her, and I would look at her as my teacher.
Wow.
Life.
Yeah. So you don't want her to stop. Why not? How does she teach you? What's an example? Don't want her to stop rebelling.
I want her to be herself. I want her to stand for what she believes and not to put up with less than what she wants in life.
Wow.
And was it from me because I have grown up to be a people pleaser. So
Wow.
I am
showing you how it's done. She's showing you.
She's showing.
Yeah. Wow. So
Yeah.
I want me to stop rebelling, maybe especially when it comes to her rebelling. I want me to stop.
Yeah, I want me to stop rebelling.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that an interesting one to feel? It's like, I want me to stop whatever this rebellious thing is that some of us keep on the inside more, that you can feel that you're doing it about her rebelling.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I want me to stop doing that.
I do.
Yeah. Yeah. You can feel, what's the opposite of rebelling?
To agree.
So agree. So if I just agreed with her, that's, my message for me. Like if I live the turnaround, feel that rebellious thing come up. And if I just say, I agree, I'm with you, I'm on the same page, that would be a different feeling inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Don't want her to stop rebelling. Just want me to stop rebelling because that's what I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What's another concept that you have there? It's the next one.
I wrote, I want her to stop blaming us and herself, take responsibility for the choices she had made, take her power back and create new path for herself.
Okay. So just to keep it simple, I always like to kind of break it down. Let's just go with the next one. You want her to stop blaming you. Is that true?
Well, I wish so, because I know that for her healing, it would be the best to have a good relationship with me and my husband. So I wish that she could forgive us.
Yeah. Okay. It's just good to see when there's a yes. And you just double check, even though you love that picture about what it might look like, but double check. Can you absolutely know that it's true, that you want her to stop blaming you and forgive you right now? Can you absolutely know that that's true?
No. If that's beneficial for her soul growth, then she can continue blaming us. And maybe for my own awakening, maybe there's something else I need to learn.
Yeah. I like that they keep coming until you get it, Yeah. What happens when you want her to stop blaming you and she looks like she's doing it? You see her doing that, talking, whatever she's saying, and blaming you, like at the height of the when she does it the most. See what happens when she does it.
I feel so hopeless. I feel I've said sorry. I'm changing. I'm doing the work on myself, and I don't know what else I can do to kind of fix it, or like I feel that I cannot change. I can't erase. I cannot be more than I am in this moment. I feel I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I'm also sad that she's angry, because that she's blaming. She's angry because that's not healthy for her physically.
Got it. Yeah. So just good to notice hopeless and despair. There's nothing I can do. And then also even pictures of her in the future getting worse. Like this is bad for her. This isn't going to go well. Okay. Which can be frightening, to see that in your mind. So who would you be without this thought? I want her to forgive us. I want her to stop blaming. If that just wasn't even able to cross your mind, while right in the middle of where she's saying, I'm blaming you, you, da da da, whatever she says, who would you be without the thought? I want her to stop doing that.
I would just be listening. I remember what Byron Katie said. It's like, let them say everything to you, just listen.
Yeah.
So I would be just listening. I would be just learning about myself.
Yeah. Think of it as like coming in, and you can feel it. It might be really uncomfortable sometimes, just letting it come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I would not cause this resistance so that she has to rebel even more.
Wow.
Because whenever I try to approve myself or excuse myself, she comes even stronger. So there would be no wall to push for her against.
Yes. It's so it's amazing to look at defense, like even a little, just a defense that comes up, and here comes the here comes the just movement towards it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I want me to stop blaming myself and forgive myself.
I want. And I don't know how.
Yeah. Well, you could imagine if you were just being that listener and just sitting with no defense.
Mm.
To me, it's how, being with it. I want me to stop blaming and to ask, is it true? My fault. My fault. It'll just go there. I want me to stop doing that. And isn't that sweet that you kind of don't know how? Because she might not know how to stop blaming. It's like, oh, if it was really easy. Yeah. It's not easy to know how. Yeah. And I want me to stop blaming and forgive her. Yes.
Yeah.
Stop blaming her. Yeah.
I think that I am blaming her because I think I'm blaming myself for that. But there is truth in that I said to her that, even though we were fighting, it was still your choice. So I told that to her because my parents were fighting when I was a kid, and I had a sister, and we both went very different ways. My sister went also with bad group of people, and I chose something now, so it's still our choice.
Yes. Yeah. It's very interesting to look at fighting parents from a child's perspective and just look at all that fighting happening and just notice all the thoughts about it, Just like you're saying, I blame it, that causes problems, that's unforgivable, it makes you do things. Just to watch all that happen in there, and that blame yourself for that too, now. So, yeah, I want to forgive myself for that. I want to stop blaming myself for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another interesting, real turnaround is sort of like watching, is there anything helpful that you learned about that fighting that you experienced of parents?
I've learned a lot. I'm softening a lot, and our relationship with my husband is changing a lot. We are becoming closer than ever before, and people say, how come? Because these things like that, they separate couples.
Wow.
And we are getting closer, and yeah.
All right. So blaming, we're just looking at that. I don't want her to blame. I want her to forgive. I don't want me to blame. I want her to go ahead and blame. Isn't that funny? I want her to do that if she's doing it. And how else might that be okay, Or like, what could be a benefit of that? There she is blaming. I sometimes like the turnaround example. If they're doing it, I want them to. Why would that be? Well, I'm not arguing with reality, for number one, because there they are being that way, being themselves, doing that. It looks like they're saying, I blame you. But how would it be okay if they're doing that? Strange question, but how is that okay? Could there be anything interesting or a benefit about that? Any turnaround example? I actually don't want her to stop blaming me.
The thing that's coming to me is she actually crushes my ego with that.
Oh, yeah.
She, all my life trying to be this good person, please everybody. I have built this image, like mask, that this successful life, perfect family, happy family. Nobody from outside even knows how, people all ask, how are you? Always fine. And actually she's teaching me with this, she's teaching me to kind of become real.
Wow.
To become, I have always ignored the dark side in me. I have always tried to be happy and successful. And now it's the first time in my life when I actually did shadow work, and I really liked it. I loved it. Yeah. And I have understood that I have been living, like if life is like piano, so I was playing high notes.
Yeah.
Only instead of so she's crushing my image.
That's amazing.
Right.
That's amazing. I love noticing, like that's such a great one with the piano. It's like the full range of the scales all the way down to the bottom or lowest, just so that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible find. Yeah. Is there any reason why you don't want her to stop blaming? Any one more reason? Let's just find one more. We don't want her to stop blaming. There she is blaming.
No, because actually that's good, because she expresses her emotions with that. And that's what's healthy for her.
Yeah.
Because if she was not expressing them, they would be sitting inside of her.
Yeah.
So that's good that she does.
Yes.
Emotions, and maybe I'm the right person to do that because I can handle it. Yeah. I hope so.
Don't you love finding that so far? Who else is it going to be? It's me. And
Yeah.
and you love her so much, so it's like willing. I'm willing. I'm able. I keep showing up. I notice, even though this person's blaming me.
Right. Because if she did that on anybody else, that could be dangerous for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could cause conflicts. And I am the right person to do that on, because I love her unconditionally.
That's amazing.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. So let's look at another concept. Let's look at the next. And if you want to draw one from, a should or a need. So those beautiful things you wrote, just see if there's one that has a lot of charge that pops out and feels like, oh God, that hurts.
This is a strong one. My daughter should not give up on life, on people, and on herself.
Okay. Is it true? She shouldn't give up on life, people, herself. Is it true? She shouldn't give up.
This thought scares me a little bit, because I'm afraid of her mental health, and I don't want her to do something to herself,
Uh-huh.
So
Mm.
I don't want her to give up. I want her to keep her spirits high.
Okay. So just see if that is absolutely true. I don't want her to give up on herself, on people, on life. What do you see when you see her doing that? Like, where's your proof been? You see her doing this giving up thing. What is she saying or doing or being like?
Yeah, I can't do this anymore. She
Okay.
says I'm tired. She says it's too much on me. She says I cannot handle this anymore.
Okay.
Mm.
So there she is saying that I can't handle it anymore. Can't take it. Give up. I'm doing that. And just saying that means she's giving up on life completely and on people and on herself. Can you absolutely know that that's true?
No, no. I cannot know anything if that's true.
I like noticing how many times I said that when I was a teenager and when I was in my 20s, and I didn't give up on life.
Yeah.
It's good to notice. There
Yeah.
she is saying it, which I know that, I see what happens when she says it, and that's what you think. Don't want her
I,
to, yeah.
I, I start panicking. I get very frightened. I don't know where to get help. I start thinking right away which numbers to call.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Emergency mode. And you see pictures of her giving up on life and whatever it means. Does it have like a thought of ultimately it means like she's going to kill herself or something? Yeah. The most frightening thing, right?
Mm.
So it's funny how dramatic the mind is.
Mm.
And just to notice that deep fear, just incredible fear in there. Don't want her to give up on her life, and that's what it means. So who would you be without this thought? Don't want her to give up on herself, people, life. Don't want her to have that giving up feeling. Who would you be without that thought?
I would just be there with her, participating in her experience.
Yeah. It's nice to notice it's somebody can say that. I give up, can't take this anymore. And there you are just being with them.
Mm.
Who knows? you know, that you're being with them.
Mm.
You notice
Yeah.
even when it's said, I don't know, even when it's said, nothing happens.
Mm.
Just good to notice. Yeah. So let's turn this one around. I don't want me.
I don't want me to give up on life,
Yeah.
on people, and on myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
And especially when I'm sitting in the presence of my daughter, who's saying that she's tired.
Mm.
I don't want me to give up in that situation.
It's interesting because now I'm thinking that in that moment, it's me who is saying these things to myself. I can't do that anymore.
Wow.
I say this to myself that for me, it's so painful to see her suffer that I'm having this in my mind. I can't do this anymore.
Oh, yeah. Wow. And just notice doesn't sound true for you.
Mm.
There she is, and you're still here. It's like you have that thought of without the belief, I'm right there with her. I care about her so much. I wouldn't want to miss this. I really don't want to miss this. I want to
Yeah.
be there. I want to be there. It just seems like that just comes out of us. It's just the nature of it.
Mm.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love that. It's amazing to notice that thing that says, I don't want me to give up on life, on myself. What's another example? I don't want me to give up on myself and on life.
Mm. Yeah, because of this suffering, I don't even know anymore who I am. Because I used to be this happy all the time,
Mm.
I myself studied psychology. I wanted to help people. And now suddenly I feel I messed up my life. I wouldn't be even able to coach other people. I'm giving up on myself professionally. I'm giving on myself up as a mother, as a wife. I start having thoughts I'm not good at anything.
Wow. Yeah.
Myself in all possible ways.
Yes. I
Mm.
love noticing it's like that mind will be like the little snowball, going down, and it just gets all encompassing, just gets very large. Yeah. Very fast, very dramatic, very all
Yeah.
encompassing. Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to myself. And I don't want to do that as I'm sitting with my daughter.
Yeah.
And here's a funny thing is she should give up on life, people, and herself. She should. She should do that in that moment.
Mm.
Any examples? Could that be true? Is there
Yeah.
ever a benefit to giving up?
Yeah. Giving up on old you. Giving up on life the way I saw it before.
Yeah.
I don't know, when you give up on something you've created or something that's outside of you, you have a new chance.
Can be amazing.
Yeah. Though it's very scary because you have in that moment, in the cocoon, you don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
trusting that there'll be something new.
Yeah. Just powerful to notice that giving up feeling, and it doesn't mean suicide, you know, it doesn't have to mean that. It's just not arguing. There's a, you know,
Yeah.
I surrender. I don't, like, I give up. There's kind of a restfulness there, and just a huge pause, you know, no more effort. Yeah, there can be benefits. Just good to notice there's benefits of giving up. Yeah, reset.
Yeah.
It's a reset.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nice to notice that in the presence of somebody saying, I give up. I don't want to do this anymore. Be like, I really understand that. You know, I really understand that.
Yeah.
So let's look at a need. Let's look at a need.
I need my daughter to understand that she, my husband, and I are a team. Listen more, or at least not to push us away.
Yeah. All right. So she sees the two of you. She needs to understand these things about you. She needs to understand that you're a team, not to push you away. Is that true?
No, not true. Yeah. We have not even been a good example of a team, of a good team.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Good to see. I mean, what happens when you think it? I need her to see us as a team, to not blame us, you know, to not push us away. What happens when you do think that?
It's, you know, it feels like holding on this illusion, you know, which is very hard to let go, you know, because dream always to have this perfect family.
Yeah.
And it's very painful to let it go that, well, life, it's not like that, you know, and it's okay.
Yeah.
We all did our best in it. So, and everything has the reason.
Yeah. Imperfectly going along as a human. Humans doing what they do. Yeah. So let's turn that one around. I need me to see us as a team and to not push him away.
That's right. I need to see us as a team. Now I'm realizing that I am not including our daughter into this team.
Wow.
With her opinions and with her perceptions and with her feelings. And yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
She's part of my team. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's kind of leadership that you want team to be a certain way and not kind of tolerating people of different opinions and behaviors.
Right. Yeah. Wow. It's awesome. So good. So a benefit in a way, like there she is, not seeing you as a team and pushing you away. How is that it's true that you don't need her to do that? You don't need her to change that, or you don't need her to see you that way as a team.
Because she's free to choose her team.
Freedom. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, we are not even that good example. Not yet, you know, maybe eventually when we become a good team with my husband, then she will want to join it.
Uh-huh. Yes. Yeah. It's sort of sweet to see. It's like maybe she's got some wisdom in there about what team she's on, you know. And
Wake up call.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't ever mean, all that we think it means, that that she's not just being there aware, but, including you in a way that you don't even know. Right. Yeah. So here's my thought. Take what you wrote originally and just read it out loud. Read it out loud right now. Turned around to yourself.
Everything or
Everything. Everything.
from the beginning?
From the beginning.
Okay. I'm so confused and angry, disappointed with myself that I didn't manage to create safe and loving environment for myself.
Can you find that?
Yeah.
Even a loving environment in your own mind.
But absolutely, because I have never thought about myself first.
Wow.
I used to last always.
Wow.
Yeah.
See.
Absolutely. This made me make bad choices in life, like getting together with wrong people.
And you just think about with respect to your daughter too. It's like, I'm getting together with the wrong people. I'm having the wrong ideas. I'm seeing emergency situation and just blaming and lack of forgiveness, and horror, the horror movie, pain.
Yeah.
The deep pain. Yeah. Suffering.
But alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, and sex, which made me sick. And I am struggling for life physically and mentally at home, not in the hospital.
Yeah.
And in the hospital, yeah.
Yeah. So isn't
But
that...
there's no alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs, and
Yeah. Sometimes I like thinking of, it's like whatever influences you think of as like bad, quote unquote. It's like, here comes this thing, I do that in my own mind. Seeing all the pictures I have of all those the bad influences. It's sort of like that's influencing me right in the moment.
yeah, and addictions, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Like any sort of addiction, I look at it as like I'm really addicted to my thinking and just meaning I'm just believing it without any question. I don't even know how to question, and then I start to blame myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I blame myself and my husband for fighting. I blame myself for fighting.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I hate myself in those moments when I'm blaming myself. Yeah. I would not listen to anything I say. Yeah, even though I say it's okay, I still blame myself. I still inside of me blame myself and hate that.
Yeah.
I have to keep a lot of things inside as I would do opposite.
You know what I was going to say too about the one you just mentioned? I don't listen to anything I say, especially when it's like soothing or comforting. But isn't it also, I could also find this turnaround. I don't actually listen to anything I say, even all the stuff that's running, like blame and terror. I still have this love, this incredible love for my daughter and for existence and for life, because here I am. So good to notice. I might not listen to everything I say. Not really.
That's true. I didn't this. Yeah.
There's like a wisdom here. I'm willing to question my thinking. Something knows I'm doing things that aren't really true. So maybe part of me is not listening to anything that I say. and it's good.
Yeah, and that part in me is bigger than those thoughts because it's always winning. You know, despite everything, here I am doing the work.
So beautiful. Isn't that something?
Right.
To notice, yeah. Wow.
I am underweight from not eating enough, and I get very angry at myself if I mention food or drink or moving. Well, I'm eating enough, I think.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else maybe you're not taking in, like that nourishes you or that you?
Yeah, I stopped doing yoga, which I used to do because I don't feel good to do it while my daughter is suffering.
Ah.
So, and I don't feel good doing many other things. Actually, yesterday I could not do absolutely anything. I sat and read only Byron Katie's book. That's all I could do.
Wow. Well, it sounds like that was a beautiful, wise choice. You know, that was beautiful. Just moved that way, and that nourished you, that supported you.
Yeah.
But good to notice these other things, you know, that you know are work for you, and you just say, I'm not going to do it. You know, just good as a awareness. Yeah.
Yeah. I want me to stop rebelling and blame myself and others, take responsibility for the choices I made, take my power back, and create a new path for myself.
I think you're doing it in this inquiry work, you know.
That's why I love Byron Katie's work, because she always has recipe. Like you always write recipe for yourself.
Yes. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to. I'm starting to suffer because my daughter's suffering. Right. Take my power back.
Yeah.
Stand here, you know, clearly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love. Beautiful.
I want me to understand how important it is to change the energy for the healing to happen, to change my energy.
Yes. Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
I want to make a change, to start meditating again, to eat well, to take care of my physical and mental health. It's very true.
Wow. It's good. Yeah, it's how are you more likely to be of support to your daughter if you're not doing all that, or if you're doing it?
Yeah. I want me to know that I am not alone and that I am precious and that miracles happen.
Wow. Wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. I shouldn't give up on life, people, and myself. I should believe that things happen for a reason, and I can use my experience and all I am for the good. Yeah.
I think you're doing it too right now. Every situation, even these like incredibly difficult, you know, it's a child or somebody we care about is ill, you know, ill. I mean, just amazing. I can use that for benefit of the good somehow. I mean, what an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need me to understand that I, my husband, and my daughter are a team. Listen to us more, or at least not to push them away. I need me to heal completely and to find the meaning in what has happened and use it in good ways. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So what did you write in the very last piece? Did you write I don't ever want? That's everything?
Yeah, and actually this part used to stop me from doing Byron Katie's work because I was not willing actually to do it. to write this part because it scared me. Like, I don't ever want my daughter to be sick again. Or, for example, I don't ever want my daughter to die, or things like that. They scared me. So I used to kind of not even do the work because of that.
Well, I love that's okay. It's like there's a wisdom in there. It's like, no, not that far. I'm not willing. That's my truth. I'm not willing, and I don't look forward to that. So I'm not going to do that. And that's okay. And there is something about not, I've found it so interesting, the difference between being against something happening. I'm against it. And I mean, I just find most parents, of course, it's my preference that my children live beyond me, have a good life, become happy, are in there having their lives, and so very interesting to hold what it is to be willing. It's got kind of if you had a feeling in the body, no defense, I'm not against, I'm just willing. It feels softer inside the body in the moment, right now, in this moment. So
I just have that if I say this, that I can manifest it, that I can attract it. So like, I'm kind of not willing to say that, to kind of solidify it,
Yes. Well,
that's my I could question also.
Yes, exactly. Like, if I think it, it will happen. Is it true?
No, and actually probably it's opposite, because if I am afraid to say it, it means it's in me. It's still in me. If I don't say it, or if I don't allow myself even to think it, it doesn't mean that it's not in me.
Beautiful.
Which creates,
I love just noticing how much we've thought that is so dramatic and so frightening, so much suffering, and most of it hasn't come true.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I do understand the mind is very powerful, but it's not in this particular way where we start to, I'm going to actually make something happen. I can't absolutely know that's true. Yeah. So if you weren't able to think that thought, if I think it, it'll happen. We already know it's not even true. Who would I be without that thought? Who would I be without that story? As I watch my mind.
Would be free. Yeah.
Watching the movie of the mind show all its whatever it's got. It's okay if it's even horrifying, like a horror movie. Or maybe okay isn't the right word. It's not even okay. It kind of stirs things, but we just know it's not absolutely true.
Yeah.
So turned around, if I think it won't happen, could be just as true.
Yeah.
And I love, like, if I thought something, that's why it happened. Can I even know that's true? Even good things. And I understand the power of thought. It's just watching where it's like the mind will pull it in and have it be all that is, I'm completely in charge of this thing. And I have the, like laser power or something. And it's, I don't think that's what's meant by that peaceful, loving manifesting, or it's like letting the universe have its way. Usually works in a kinder way in the end. So you can just even consider, I'm willing, so I don't ever want her to be sick like this. I don't ever want her to be sick. I'm willing for her to be sick. And it's okay if you can't find, I look forward to it, like that's just not happening. It's like, I love that there's an inner thing inside that says, I'm not doing that number 6. And now today, maybe I'm willing what has been helpful, like all the things you were mentioning, for example, how much teaching it is for you that this is happening.
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah. There's this thing that Katie says, with let love kill you. Feels very intense, but it's sometimes life is like that. I've had that experience too. And it's just to notice still something persists, like I'm still aware, even with everything that's ever happened that has felt harsh, or like, even if I said I can't handle it, here we are.
Yeah.
Apparently you could. Apparently you are, because here you are now. So in that way, perhaps just willing, willing. And just noticing what it's like when you're willing. There's just sort of a softness to it. When you're unwilling, you're like, no, I'm willing. I'm willing to see.
Yeah, I'm actually working on this. A lot of my work is about kind of like praying and trying to visualize healthy and this kind of active approach, and I get sometimes very tired doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it takes a lot of energy from me, and I pray and then I feel she's still in the hospital, so I know that this peace I am willing brings a lot of peace. And I also think that it's God knows better.
Yeah. It's nice to let that up, It's much more open hands, not so much work. And I love that your daughter actually said, I'm so tired, I'm so tired. And so it's like, I'm so tired over here too. Maybe I can relax.
Maybe just get out of the way. And I actually was interesting thinking about this, that I am trying so much to focus on her, to see her healthy, to see her happy, to see her, and while reading the book yesterday, I've got this kind of insight, because we project, what we are inside. So if I do Byron Katie's work, changes, and that's how I create differently. So that's my work on myself, not on her, not like to see her a certain way, but to work on myself, to see myself a certain way.
It's all what it all is for me. I mean, it's the greatest amount of energy and love and joy and freedom comes out of that, because that's what I can do.
Yeah.
That's what I can do. Like, so it's just noticing the difference between fear. Am I praying because of fear? Oh, it has to happen this way or I won't be happy. I can't make it, and just to be able to sit with that and relax. And who knows, like, let it be, let God take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such beautiful work today, Ruda. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for your honesty and your sharing and your willingness.
Yeah. And thank you for creating this space of no judgment, that, this is so needed in this world. Space for no judgment, because I think that judging does not help at all, neither yourself nor other people.
Yeah. When we start thinking it's true, it causes a lot of suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Lots of love. All right. Take good care, my dear.